Welcome! On this edition of Twitter Me This, I'm going to show you how to create a new Twitter account. It's very easy to do and it's designed to be done very quickly. You just need to follow a few steps. So you're going to want to go to the Twitter website, and you can find that here at thetwitter.com. And when you get there, you're going to find this screen. Now you go to this box that says New to Twitter to sign up, and you're going to enter your full name, email address, and a password. Choose your email address carefully because you're only allowed one Twitter account per email address. So if you're creating a classroom account, you probably want to use your school or work email address. When you finish that information, go ahead and click here where it says sign up for Twitter. Once you click there, you're going to be at this screen right here. Now for me, my full name, email address that I used, and the password all appeared, so what was left for me was to choose a username. I chose this username TechnoMageTeach, but you're going to want to choose something that is perfectly appropriate for the way you want to use this account. So if you're creating a classroom account, you'd want to create one that would be consistent with whatever it is you're teaching. So if I were a social studies teacher, I might put SoCSTU 2014, so that people finding it would know this was a social studies class. Also, my students would have an easy time finding that. Now, it will tell you whether your username is taken. You have to find one that's not taken, and it will give you a few options down here. You can change your username at any time after you've signed up, but you have to make sure that the username you choose is not already in use, and it can't be more than 15 characters long. So once you get all that and you make sure you've double checked this, go ahead and click on Create My Account. Now Twitter takes you through a series of steps to get started. These steps may or may not be helpful to you, but I haven't been able to figure out a way to put an account together without going through them. So I recommend that you just we're going to go through them and you'll be able to make choices along the way about what you want to do and what you don't want to do. So to get started, you go ahead and click on Let's Go. Okay, the first big step that they ask you is what are you interested in? Now they give you some boxes to check, and that's to tell Twitter what suggestions to make to you about people to follow. You don't have to check any of the boxes, or you can check whatever you like. Just understand there's going to be a lot of stuff given to you to go through and figure out whether you want to follow them or not. And we'll be talking about following later. So you have to be very careful because you don't want to clutter up your feed. So you can click some of them or none of them. Either way, when you've made that decision, you go ahead and click Continue. Now, it's going to give you some suggestions, and they gave me a lot of suggestions, and I clicked on None, and they gave me 34 suggestions, none of which I was interested in. So if that happens, just go ahead and click the X's by each of them, and you'll eventually get to where it'll say follow 0 and continue. I think if it's a classroom account, you should consider strongly deleting all the sections because you don't want to clutter your feed up. The more people you follow, the more stuff will be in your Twitter feed. So you want to just manage that very carefully. So once you get down to follow 0 and continue, go ahead and click that button. Okay, it's going to take you to this screen, which is a customize your profile screen. Now we're going to go through that later, so I want you just to click on skip this step for now. Now it's going to ask you to upload all your contacts and from your different services. You definitely don't want to do that if it's a classroom account, and I have a personal one and a business one, and I didn't do that on either of my accounts. And I wanted to skip it. It's kind of hard to find, but in gray printing on light gray down here in the bottom where the circle is, you can click on this step right there. It says skip this step, and you don't have to do any of that stuff. So I strongly recommend that you do that. Okay, and that'll take you to this screen, which is a basic profile screen. Now, you don't have access to the features of Twitter yet because they want you to confirm that you are who you say you are. So they will send you a confirmation email. Once you see this screen, go into your email account and confirm it. You click on the email and click on the confirmation, and it will take you back to Twitter and your account will be all up and ready to go. If for some reason you don't find it after a little while, it might be in your spam folder or it might be in a bulk mail folder, but if you can't find it at all, come back to this screen and click the resend confirmation. But you should find it in your email without any difficulty. Once you've done that, like I said, you're up and ready to go. So once you're up and ready to go, that's when I'm going to recommend that you edit your profile. Now, you edit your profile for a lot of reasons. Your profile is what you're presenting to the world. And so there's a lot of things that you can do with this. So to do that, you're going to go to your home page. And on your home page at the very top, you're going to see this bar, and you'll see what we call the profile icon. Right now, there's no picture on this profile, so it should look like an egg. When you click that, you're going to be able to edit your profile, and you can upload a photo, change the name, upload a bio, a location, change the theme color, any of these things you want to put out there for people to see. So go ahead and click on that profile icon there at the top of the page. When you do, you're going to get a drop-down menu, and right underneath your name, you're going to see View Profile. Click on View Profile. This takes you to your profile page. Now you can see it's very basic. Nothing's been uploaded yet. And so you can upload a header photo. You can upload a photo here of yourself or anything you want to put as a profile photo from your computer. You can go ahead and change your name here. You can go ahead and upload a bio, and I strongly suggest you do. That will identify to other people who you are, what the account is for, and what you're interested in. So it'll tell you a little bit of background. So if this is for the students of your account, you might want to put that in your profile. You can upload a location, or for privacy reasons, you can keep it blank. That won't make any difference. If you have a class website you want to upload, you can, but again, you don't have to. You can change the theme, color, or you can leave it as it goes, whichever you prefer. When you've made your changes, go ahead and click Save Changes. Okay, now your account is ready. So I want to show you how we follow people on Twitter. Following is how you get other people's tweets in your feed, and it's very easy to do. But you want to be very careful about how many people you follow, because the more people you follow, the more stuff there is in your feed. So if you're using it for a classroom account and you primarily want it for students to be able to work, then you want to be careful about who you follow and how many. So I'm going to go ahead and just take you through this process. It's very simple. Generally, they'll make suggestions, but I recommend you start with somebody that you know. If you don't know who you might want to follow, I recommend you go in here and put my Twitter handle in there, which is the @TechnoMageTeach. Put that in there and hit search, and you'll get a menu, and it'll show you my profile. Go ahead and click on that. If you click on that, it will take you to my profile. And so this is my profile for Technomage Tweet. You want to see who I'm following because we might have many similar interests. So you go ahead and you click on right here where it says following. When you do, it will take you here to the people I follow. Now I follow some good people in education, and you might want to do the same. Now when you pull this up for you, instead of saying following right here, it's going to say follow. If you're interested in any of these, Graphite's a great one because it rates apps, educational apps based on learner ability and on teacher satisfaction. It's a great way to keep up with apps. KQED Do Now, KQED EdSpace is another really good site, but you can choose whichever ones of these you want to follow. Once you do, though, it will put you into that educational group where you'll start seeing more suggestions. For example, if you follow any one of these, then you're going to start seeing, when you go back to your homepage, you'll start seeing things that look like this. And this is suggestions that you'll get all the time on who to follow. You can view them all, you can refresh them, but it'll give you ideas on who to follow. For example, if you follow or use Remind 101, here's the Remind HQ. It's Remind's Twitter feed. So you might want to follow them. Again, it all depends. But you want to put your followers in. When your students follow you, you're going to want them to be in your feed. So again, you'll want to follow them back. You'll want to keep them in there once they follow you. That's the way you keep things in your feed, and it's very easy to organize. Okay, once you've finished following, your Twitter account is ready, and you can use this process to show your students how to create their own Twitter accounts and have them follow your classroom account. You can see it's very easy to do. Your students would have no problem. That's all for now. That's the end of this segment of Twitter Me This. Feel free to repeat this at any time, and there are downloadable instructions on the website. That's all for now. Goodbye.